Blood in the walls. The air in Stede, Martin Parish, Louisiana, was thick with the scent of decay and wet earth as Logan Carter's pickup truck rattled down a narrow, overgrown road in late October 2025. The sun was dipping below the horizon, painting the sky a bruised purple, and the cypress trees loomed like silent sentinels, their Spanish moss swaying in the humid breeze. Logan, a 24-year-old YouTuber with a growing channel dedicated to exploring abandoned places, adjusted his rearview mirror, catching a glimpse of his own tired eyes hazel, shadowed from lack of sleep, but burning with excitement. His channel, Dead End Explorer, had just hit 200,000 subscribers, and he needed something big to keep the momentum going. The Dupre House, a crumbling plantation manor abandoned since the 1970s, was his golden ticket. The house had a reputation. Locals called it the Bleeding House. In 1973, the Dupre family father, mother, and 3 children were found slaughtered in their beds, their bodies drained of blood, the walls streaked with crimson. The case was never solved, but whispers spread. The house was cursed, built on a ritual site, and every few years, someone who stayed the night vanished without a trace. Logan had read the forums, watched the grainy TikToks from kids who dared each other to approach the gates. Most called it a ghost story. Logan called it content. He'd go live, spend the night, debunk the myths, and give his viewers a thrill. Easy. He parked 100 yards from the rusted iron gates, the house barely visible through the tangle of vines and oaks. The Dupre House was a hulking shadow 3 stories of rotting wood, its once white paint peeling like dead skin, the wraparound porch sagging under decades of neglect. Broken windows gapped like empty eye sockets, and the roof was a patchwork of missing shingles, exposing skeletal beams. Logan grabbed his gear to GoPros, a handheld camera, a tripod, a flashlight, a portable battery pack, and a sleeping bag, and slung his backpack over his shoulder. He checked his phone, 6:42 p.m., signal weak, but enough for a live stream. He hit record, facing the camera with a grin. What's up, Dead End fam? It's Logan, coming at you from the creepiest spot in Louisiana, the Dupre House. They say the walls here bleed, and no one who stays the night makes it out. Tonight, we're going live to see if the rumors are true. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get spooky. He winked, then turned toward the gates, the chain snapping easily under his bolt cutters. The path to the house was a muddy slog, his boots sinking into the mire, the air buzzing with mosquitoes. Up close, the house looked worse, mold blackened. The lower walls and the front door hung off its hinges, swaying with a low groan in the wind. Logan stepped onto the porch, the boards creaking under his weight, and pushed inside. The foyer was a cavern of shadows, the air stale, heavy with the stench of rot. A grand staircase spiraled upward, its banister splintered, and faded wallpaper peeled in strips, revealing cracked plaster beneath. Dust motes danced in the beam of his flashlight, and somewhere above, a shutter banged rhythmically against a window. "All right, guys," Logan said, setting up his tripod in the foyer, one GoPro aimed at the staircase, the other at the entrance. "We're inside. This place is a wreck, definitely giving off some serious haunted vibes. Let's explore before it gets too dark." He checked the live stream on his phone, already 3,000 viewers. Comments flooding in. "Don't do it, bro. You're gonna die. This is fake, lol." He smirked, replying aloud, "Fake or not, you're here for it. Let's see what this house is hiding." He started with the ground floor, his flashlight cutting through the gloom. The parlor was a time capsule, moth-eaten curtains, a cracked chandelier dangling by a thread, a piano in the corner with keys yellowed and warped. He ran his fingers over the ivory, pressing a key. A discordant note echoed, sharp and jarring, making him flinch. "Okay, that was creepy," he laughed, playing it off for the camera. The dining room was next, a long oak table still set with chipped china, as if the Duppers had vanished mid-meal. Cobwebs stretched across the plates, and a faint stain dark, rusty marred the tablecloth. Logan zoomed in. Is that blood? Nah, probably just mold. What do you guys think? The chat exploded. That's blood, dude. Get out now. Upstairs, the air grew colder, the floorboards groaning with every step. The hallway stretched long and narrow, doors lining both sides, most ajar. Logan pushed into what must have been a child's room, a rusted crib in the corner, a faded teddy bear on the floor, its glass eyes glinting in the flashlight beam. The walls were scratched, deep gouges, forming jagged lines, almost like words. He traced them with his fingers, squinting. Looks like, feed it? Weird. His voice echoed, too loud in the silence, and a sudden thud from downstairs made him jump. What the hell was that? He spun, camera shaking, and bolted back to the foyer. The front door was shut. He hadn't touched it. Okay, that's not funny, he muttered. Pulling at the handle, it wouldn't budge. His pulse quickened, but he forced a grin for the live stream. Looks like the house wants me to stay. Let's keep going. Fam, don't forget to like and subscribe. He moved to the kitchen, the air thick with the smell of mildew. A butcher's block sat in the center, its surface scarred with knife marks, and a rusted cleaver lay beside it. On the counter, he found a leather-bound book, its pages brittle, the ink faded. He opened it, reading aloud, October 12, 1973. I'm the last. They're gone, father, mother, the girls. The house took them. It needs blood to live. I tried to stop it, but the ritual. I can't. If you're reading this, run. The signature was scrawled, Eleanor Dupper. Logan's laugh was shaky. A diary? This is gold. Eleanor must have been the last one alive. Sounds like she lost it. Ritual, huh? Let's see if we can find more. But as he turned, his flashlight caught something on the wall, a dark, wet streak trickling down from a crack in the plaster. He stepped closer, heart thudding. The streak thickened, red and viscous, pooling on the floor. No way, he whispered. Touching it, his fingers came away sticky, the coppery scent unmistakable. That's blood. The chat went wild. Run. It's real. You're screwed. He stumbled back, the beam of his flashlight trembling. The walls groaned a low, guttural sound, like a beast waking up. More streaks appeared, seeping from the cracks, the plaster bulging as if something pressed against it from the other side. Logan grabbed his camera, panning around. This isn't a prank, guys. The walls are bleeding, I'm not kidding. The live stream hit 10,000 viewers, but he barely noticed. A shadow flickered in the corner of the frame, tall, humanoid. But wrong, its limbs too long, its head tilted at an unnatural angle. He spun, but nothing was there. Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. The house shuddered, a deep rumble shaking the floor. Logan ran to the foyer, his sleeping bag, forgotten, and yanked at the door again, still locked. The GoPro on the staircase toppled, its feed glitching, but not before capturing another shadow. This one closer, its edges blurred, as if made of smoke. Logan's breath came in ragged gasps. Okay, I need to get out. Windows, there's gotta be a window. He raced to the parlor, smashing at a boarded-up pane with his flashlight. The glass shattered, but the boards held, and as he pounded, the walls around him pulsed red liquid oozing faster, dripping onto his shoulders. Warm and slick, a sound like a wet, tearing rasp came from behind him. He turned, and his scream caught in his throat. The wall was splitting, plaster cracking open like a wound, and from the gap, hands emerged, pale, skeletal, coated in blood, their nails black and jagged. They clawed at the air, reaching for him, the fingers stretching impossibly long. Logan bolted, his camera swinging wildly, the live stream a chaotic blur of red and shadow. This isn't happening, he yelled, sprinting upstairs, the hands scraping at the walls behind him, the sound like knives on stone. He barricaded himself in the child's room, shoving the crib against the door. His phone buzzed. 1500 viewers now. The chat a frenzy. You're done, man. Those hands, WTF? Call the cops. Logan tried, but the signal was gone. The walls in the room were bleeding too, the red pooling on the floor, soaking into his boots. The teddy bear in the corner twitched, its glass eyes swiveling to lock onto him. No, 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 he whispered, backing against the window. The floor beneath him buckled, splintering, and he fell through, crashing into the dining room below, his ankle twisting with a sickening pop. Pain shot through him, but he dragged himself up, the camera still rolling. The house was alive now, the walls throbbing, the air thick with the stench of blood, the shadows coalescing into shapes, figures of the Duppers, their faces hollow, their mouths gaping in silent screams. Feed it, they hissed, their voices a chorus, echoing the words from the wall. Logan crawled toward the kitchen, his hands slipping in the blood, the cleaver on the counter glinting in the dim light. He grabbed it, swinging at the air as the shadows closed in. The front door burst open, not by him, but by the house itself, as if inviting him to try. He staggered outside, the night air cold against his sweat-soaked skin, the blood dripping from his hair. He turned back, the camera shaking. The house stood silent, the bleeding stopped, the shadows gone. But as he stumbled toward his truck, the ground beneath him rumbled, and a final hand, massive, clawed, dripping red, shot from the earth, wrapping around his leg. He screamed, the cleaver falling, the camera tumbling into the mud, its lens capturing his body being dragged back toward the house, the door slamming shut behind him, the live stream cut off, but not before 20,000 viewers heard his final cry. 2 days later, a group of local teens, drawn by the viral video, found Logan's truck still parked by the gates. His camera lay in the mud, the battery dead, but the footage intact. They uploaded it, the clip spreading like wildfire. Logan's screams, the bleeding walls, the hands, the shadows. The Dupre House stood quiet, its walls clean, waiting. Logan was never found, but the next month, another YouTuber announced they'd spend the night there. The house was hungry again.